Hello, my name is Sarah, and today I'm going to be talking about deep sea mining and why we might need to hit pause on this industry. To start off, I just wanted to say that beneath the ocean's surface lies a world that we've really barely begun to explore. A place of perpetual darkness, pressure, and a lot of strange and beautiful life forms. That's what the deep ocean is. It makes up more than half of our planet, and we know less about it than we do the surface of the planet Mars, or even our own moon. Right now, this is the last great wilderness, and it's being eyed as the next frontier for resource extraction, which is the process of harvesting minerals from the ocean floor. And this is moving closer to reality that this will be one of our main sources of resource gathering. Proponents say it could provide minerals and materials we need for clean energy technology, but there's a really big problem, and that's that we don't understand the full ecological consequences of desecrating the deep ocean. Today, I'm going to show you why deep sea mining should be banned until we have that understanding. Look at the problem of moving forward too quickly and the effects it could have on our planet and the solutions that scientists are calling for in the present. The first point that I'm going to be talking about is the problem, which is we're racing ahead of science. And the truth is that we are trying to exploit an environment we barely understand. Mayer et al. In 2018 found that only about 20% of the seafloor has been mapped in detail. That means that we're about to destroy habitats we've never studied, and the home of species that we don't even know exist. And these habitats aren't replaceable. Van Russel et al. In 2016 showed that polymetallic nodules, which are the primary targets for deep sea mining, take millions of years to form. So once they're removed, they're gone on any human timescale. There's no way that they can be replaced readily. Mining is also just inherently destructive, and as Jones et al. Explains, the machines that collect nodules work like giant underwater vacuum cleaners. They strip away the sea floor, and they create sediment plumes that travel for hundreds of miles, smothering deep sea life far from the actual mining site. So this is not just a containable problem. Secondly are the effects, and these are risks that we can't reverse and problems that we don't even know the full extent of. If we move forward now, the effects could be devastating, and not just locally, but also globally. First, there's biodiversity loss. Ramirez, Loridra et al. In 2011 reports that many deep-sea species are endemic, which means they only live in one small area. They're found nowhere else. If we destroy their habitat, the species is gone forever. There's also climate risk. Atwood et al. In 2020 found that deep-sea sediments store enormous amounts of carbon, and that carbon has been locked away for centuries. Disturbing these sediments through mining could release that carbon back into the ocean and atmosphere, which would reverse a lot of our climate goals, especially because the ocean is our main carbon sink. Finally, there's the loss of untapped resources, and I'm not just talking about metals. Levin et al. In 2020 highlights that deep ocean organisms hold a lot of keys to new medicines or enzymes or bioengineering tools, and if we destroy them before we study them, those benefits are gone for good. For example, there's a deep sea organism that is starting to metabolize plastic, and we don't even know how they're doing it yet. I also want to talk about a solution, which requires a lot more research, and the answer is not to stop this process forever, but just to stop for now. Over 800 marine scientists and policy experts have signed on to the Deep Sea Conservation Coalition in 2023, and they call for a global moratorium on commercial deep sea mining until we have sufficient scientific understanding on what exactly we're doing. During that pause, we can follow Miller et al.'s 2018's recommendation to increase funding for mapping, biodiversity surveys, and long-term monitoring of the deep sea ecosystems that we are planning on exploiting. And Levin et al. In 2020 stresses that the need for enforceable international regulations and requiring rigorous environmental impact assessments before any operation begins is necessary for deep sea mining. This isn't about halting progress technologically. It's about maintaining that our progress doesn't cost us ecosystems and climate stability that we just can't get back. Deep sea mining's, in conclusion, offers the promise of valuable metals, but without the science to predict and prevent damage to the ecosystem, it risks becoming one of the most irreversible environmental mistakes in human history, which says a lot. We have a choice right now: rush ahead for short-term gain, or pause and learn enough to protect the deep sea ocean's biodiversity, climate role, and future benefits. The deep sea is not an empty wasteland. It's actually a living, ancient ecosystem that not only has survived for millions of years, but has not evolved all that much in millions of years because of the lack of evolutionary selective pressure from being isolated for so long. Once we have the rare opportunity to protect this ecosystem, we should do so before it's gone forever at our own hands. Thank you.